Well, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to your pre-market watch list here today. What I'm going to do is pretty much run you guys through a bunch of things on the day. We'll touch on, all the penny stocks here today. We'll look at BABA. We'll talk about MRNA. We can touch on NEO, S&P 500, and I think that should pretty much give us a good start for the day. So first, we'll start here with IPDN. This stock is going up pre-market. Looks like it got some news. Professional Diversity Networks announces a partnership with Pala Network to develop a privacy-protecting blockchain application. So another penny stock, another company hopping on the blockchain, Bitcoin hype movement right now. So we'd be bearish on IPN today. If you look at the chart on the right, you see this 249 level. I've put a mark there, and then we'll look at the 4-hour chart. Go to the 4-hour chart. You see the level, it's right there, it's at 245. So this is a situation where we could see IPDN get about to 249 to 245 or so, and then sellers start to come in and hammer this down. So overall, we're anticipating that the top for IPDN pre-market is going to be somewhere at about 248 to 250, 245, and then we should see it roll over. And then after it drops out, that's where we'd look to be more long bias of stock, because we're only going to go higher if we can get through 245, 250, because that's the long-term trending resistance. So we'd have to get through that point to see another big move, or else we're probably just going to sell off, and then you have a bounce move. All right, so that's IPDN. There's no shares of short for me, so I can't short it, but I would be. INDO was another stock pre-market that started running. We noticed it when it was trading at about 1180. We looked to see if there were shares of short. There were no shares of short, but we would have shorted this whole move. So for now, we're more bearish on INDO because it doesn't really even look like there's any news. You can even see here in the news section it says not seeing any news to suggest why this is going up. Really just the low float, momentum, day trading momentum, chat rooms pumping stocks is probably what's happening with this one. So anyways, INDO ran all the way to 1578. We would have been short, but couldn't get shares of short. Now it's crashed, so unfortunate, but overall we'd be more bearish on this stock. There's more of a low risk entry to be long if it's all the way down at like 830 right now. So for now, there's no news on the stock. Again, it doesn't make sense as to why it's running, but we also seen that the other day with ACY. Only news that it got was the fact that it was going to stay listed on the New York Stock Exchange. The stock ran all the way to 35. That fooled me, but again, made 0 sense. So this is another one where it's just like, okay, we'll see what happens, but again, it shouldn't keep running because there is no news, but we've seen what kind of market we've been in recently, and again, it's defying a lot of rules. So INDO, overall, we were bearish, but big short moves already happened from 15 down to 10. So a lot of the easy shorts already happened pre-market. So now we're just kind of neutral, I guess you could say, on INDO. Another one, let me pull up my scanner just to make sure I got them all correct here. All right, so another stock that was moving today was CNFR. So if you look at CNFR, this is something that we caught short this morning from this and faded all the way down to about there. So we were short bias on CNFR today, and we're probably not going to be extremely long bias the stock. Again, it has no news, so this stock started running up today, got way overbought. Price target is $4. It has no news, so I'm anticipating you will see CNFR down to as low as about 422 today. Nothing really to do there. BNGO, there's a lot of hype surrounding BNGO. If you want to be long bias a stock, this might be one to be long bias on. It's already dropped out pre-market. It's getting closer to your lower risk dip buy sections on the intraday chart. Again, it's still overbought. Price targets of potentially $1 on the stock for right now. But again, this is just hype and momentum, and we normally end up seeing BNGO break down. But so far, it's held a really good momentumous move. Let me check the daily chart. Kind of stair-stepped up. I mean, it's okay. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't really like trading BNGO with the way that it moves. The candles are really small, and I'm more of a volatility person, so I'm not a big fan of BNGO myself, but down in these prices of 166 would normally be where you try to see some dip buyers come in to support the price on BNGO. All right, another one is HPEA. This started moving earlier, but it's already crashed all the way out. We would essentially been short bias of stock, but I couldn't get shares of short, so don't really think there's a whole lot to do with this. You faded below support, and maybe if it gets down to 222, you have a dip long off 222. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot of crazy penny stocks that I thought were going to boom today. But then again, I never think they're going to boom. So that's pretty much all the levels for your penny stocks. There's a couple other ones we're not going to go over, but we'll touch on Alibaba. So swing trade position worked on Alibaba perfectly. If you look at the daily chart here, and if you watched our pre-market video from the other day, which most people won't see it because, again, for some reason, YouTube doesn't promote our videos as much as the other guys, but that's okay. So Alibaba came down to essentially our price level at 215. We said that we were long at 215 and we want to see it go back up, but we're okay with it going all the way down to $180. So essentially we took a position here anticipating we could bounce, but we're okay with it going all the way down to 180 and we end up buying more of it. But we got a ginormous bounce here. So that's pretty much it. Our overall price target on this bounce with Alibaba was going to be as high as 252. This morning we have gotten to 244. And 244 is a resistance that most of the market does not see. So, or is it 246? It's really 246 is the resistance that majority of the market does not see. So we're anticipating that we might see a little long move on BABA to start the day, but it's going to get sold into. But overall, we're looking at a bearish day for BABA, or at least a bearish move if the stock hits 246. Okay, but we're still swing long. Don't really have much on. The only thing on today is 5 shares, so it's really not much. A trader in our room actually made $164,000 on this swing trade. So just crazy. I mean, a big account, big size. That's how. But the fact of the matter is we hit a really good trade on BABA, calling basically perfect bottoms and analyzing perfect tops. So trader's able to catch the full swinging move. But anyways, he crushed it. So super proud of him. So BABA, good move. But we're expecting sort of a bearish play to end up happening today. Next one on the list, MRNA. MRNA, we got long yesterday on the bottom here pre-market. Sold a lot on the top of the day yesterday. Sold some more pre-market today. We have an overall final price target for Alibaba potentially up to 125. We're not going to look for anything more than a move back up to 125 in this counter trend move. But Alibaba could make it up to 125. And so we're going to stay long bias, or not Alibaba, sorry, MRNA. MRNA can potentially go to 125. So we're going to say long bias MRNA today with potential targets of 125. We still have shares on this. It's only 10 shares. We traded most of it yesterday, closed out, and just holding 10 shares on a swing trade now. And this is my smaller account, if you may. Not really small, but anyway, so we'll look for MRNA up to 125. And if it gets there, we're going to close out the position, and then we'll probably do an active intraday short around the 125 levels with MRNA. And the reason we would pick 125 is if you look at this 4-hour chart, that's our next closest trending target, and the 9 moving average. So 9 moving average, long-term half deviation resistance target, and 125. Okay. So there is that. We'll touch on NEO. So NEO's putting in a really strong bounce. Overall, stock is still bullish. There are no long-term trending resistance marks we're running into. Price has just reclaimed the 9-day moving average on the yearly chart. So that being said, it's bullish. So we'll just primarily stay more long bias on NEO for right now. And then when and if prices get back up to if they get back up to 52.47 for the time being, you'll see a pullback. If they get to, so if they go to 52.47 to 53, you're going to have a pullback. So we'll actively be short NEO when the price retraces and or gets back to, if and when, 53. Then we'll be actively short off that. But for now, you're long, with the potential target of $53. Last thing we'll do here is touch on the S&P 500, and then I'll let you guys go and make all your money for the day. So S&P 500, it's still pretty much in the same situation as we've been for the past week. We're just sitting, doing nothing-ish, trading on a half. We're trading in between 1 deviation from the mean to 1 deviation. We're just right in the middle. Market is not strong enough to rip up. We did get a pretty interesting sell day yesterday, so we're just kind of neutral in this market. We want it to go higher. Everybody wants a market to go higher. I want it to go higher. I hope it goes higher. My 401k will do good. My SEP IRA will do good. My non-qualified account will do good. My wealth front investment account will do good. Every single investment, my T. Rowe Price Health and Science mutual fund that I invested in when I was 18 will do good. So everything long-term investment-wise will generally do pretty well. if the market goes up. So we all want it to go up, but there's nothing for me and or many to probably do or take any action on right now with the market. You're just in the middle, right? So theoretically, support for right now is at 355, 356 almost, right? And theoretically, resistance is at, 387. So you can't really be like, oh, I'm going to short. There's no reason to short. And you can't really be like, oh, I'm going to buy long. Not really a low-risk reason to buy long. You're just in the middle of a move. So you kind of just have to let the market do whatever the hell it wants to do from here. And we hope that's up. So that is all we have for you, ladies and gentlemen, on today's watch list. I hope you guys do well. We're doing okay today. I've had kind of some harder trading days recently. So I've decided to scale back a little bit today and be a little more cautious, a little more patient. But so far, green 900 on NETE and green $400 on CNFR. So P&L is at 1,300 for the day. On the month with today, I think I'll be at $117,000 green with one red day. So I'm impressed with myself. But anyways, I will see you guys on the next video. Hope you learned something new. Comment down below if you got questions, thumbs up. Remember, there are going to be links in the description of this video if you guys want to take advantage of our holiday, Christmas, New Year's Eve sale. Everything is 20 to 35% off. Not like I'm trying to push you to take your money and buy a trading course or buy a chat room. But if you guys like what we have to offer, you want to join a community, you can always do so. Holiday sale links will be in the description below. I will see you guys on the next video. Everybody, take care.